All right, guys, so you've just seen the video I posted yesterday where we were basically going through some of the wiring and stuff on the Suburban. I've got the radiator in now. We've got the transmission cooler lines hooked up. This is a heater hose. I need to get the other heater hose for it, but that's one of the heater hoses I gotta hook up. We've got the water pump basically plumbed. Right here is the return. That's the return right there. I gotta tighten that hose up. I was able to use the factory, like new body style Silverado return hose. I just cut it down a little bit, just cut it, put a clamp on it, put that right there. And then I'm using the factory truck radiator hose. It's gonna work out perfect. I do have to strap it up a little bit, but it's gonna work out perfect. It's gonna go right there. We're gonna somehow support it right here, roll it so it's not on the AC compressor. You know what I mean? Because the AC belt is like right there, so we have to roll it a little bit and then tighten it down so it's kind of kicked up like that. And then as far as the steam port, I tapped and drilled the water pump. I have it coming in right there. So that should be going right there. And I think we're good. I still need to, I think I'm gonna switch out this fuel pressure regulator for a adjustable fuel pressure regulator, Aeromotive. I'm gonna probably mount it on that firewall. I wanna loom those wires up back there. I already zip tied them. Probably cut the zip ties and put some loom on them. Use the factory air condition wiring for the AC compressor. Still need to, I did ground the other wire that was with it. Right there, it's grounded. So I had a ground and then a switch, which is like 12 volt switched for the AC from the factory. That's original wiring. And then of course we're running the Holly. So that's pretty much it, guys. I do have, I mean, it starts and it runs now. I just got to fill it up with antifreeze, fill up the radiator. I can use this line from the AC. That's still going to be fine. We're going to have to get a custom one for this one. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, right here. So you got lines that come off the back of here. He's going to get that done later on. We're not going to worry about that right now. We're just going to hook the heat up. Heater core hose comes right here. And then into the heater hose spot on the water pump. And there'll be another one that goes into this inlet, down into this water, this side of the water pump right here. Right there. So we're dangerously close, guys, to being done. Gotta get a little cold air intake action going. The belt was on. I took it off so I could take the water pump off and do the hoses and stuff like that. I mean, I had to drill the water pump. So yeah, I did take the hose back, the belt back off. I'm sorry, the belt. Only thing I'm kind of concerned about right now, guys, is this wire right here. Maybe you guys can let me know what this wire is for. I could probably look it up, but it's on the air conditioning circuit. You know, it's on the air conditioning circuit. It's a green wire. I'm thinking it was like the high idle switch for when you put the air conditioner on, it would make sure that the truck didn't stall. That's what I'm assuming. You guys feel free to let me know in the comments. We got the throttle body connected. I actually prefer the factory throttle body cables and the factory throttle bodies. Because it's a 4-bolt, he did go with the 92 millimeter Holley Sniper EFI throttle body. But I actually prefer just a factory throttle body and a factory throttle cable from a truck. If you got one, we can go to a 4-to-3 adapter and just hook that up and keep it simple. You know, the thing with these swaps, guys, the thing about these swaps, guys, the simpler you make them, like the more original you keep them, like the factory stuff, the better for me and the better for you. You know, it's gonna keep things a little bit less expensive. A lot of the stuff we know already works, you know, from the factory. You know, it was running in the original donor vehicle. It'll probably run in this vehicle. And then later on, if you want to change things, you can always change things. But a lot of people start throwing tons of variables in, and, you know, you want to do a cam, now you want to do a throttle body, then you want to do, you know, new lifters and injectors and coil packs. I mean, you start changing so many things, and then you get a misfire. You don't know where to start. Is it the coil packs? Is there a lifter? Is the rockers loose? Or, you know, is it out of time? I mean, you know, is it this harness? You know, is it the tune, O2 sensor, wideband? You don't know. So like, the simpler you keep these things, man, the better it is. And then you can slowly integrate some of this stuff, especially the stuff like coil packs and throttle bodies, bolt on, easy stuff like that. There's no reason to get ahead of yourself and start throwing all that in, especially for a DIY guy, or even if you're paying someone. I mean, if you're paying someone, you know, you can pay them less because you don't have to get all this extra stuff and they don't have to diag it. And that stuff is easy to put on, throttle bodies and coil packs and all this little trickery stuff that you want to add. Those are little things. So this one, we got a couple little different things going on here. He didn't go too like overboard or anything like that. But it was just something I wanted to mention to you guys. You know, like this alternator is a little bit extra. It's not a big deal. It's just an alternator. The throttle body is a little different. Then you got, you know, you got the injectors on there. And then we got this fuel pump regulator with the fuel pressure regulator. I mean, we got the fuel pressure regulator and filter all in one. So that's a variable that wasn't on the donor vehicle. You know, and then these coil packs, you know, these are my coil packs, but his coil packs he brought were original, but he had changed the coil pack harness, you know, and if they're wired in wrong, then, you know, then you might have an issue. So he had bought brand new coil pack harnesses, and I've seen things like you buy some, you know, cheap wiring and stuff like that, and things be wired up wrong. So I try to keep things basic. I know we got two different types of coil packs on here right now, and that's simply because I wanted to make sure it ran with good OE coil packs. We'll switch back out to his stuff shortly, but right now I got OE, you know, run tested coil packs on here right now. But yeah, keep it simple, guys. Don't get too ahead of yourselves, you know. I've done it. I've personally done it, guys. On my Regal, I jumped out there. It was a DOD delete. I did the cam, I did the intake, and then what else? Well, with the intake, it was injectors, and, you know, the 480, you know, and that was my very first swap. And, you know, I'm having issues, like, is it the torque converter, the cam, you know, the shifter, you know, it was so many things. You just got to be mindful, guys. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it, especially your first one. But that's all I have for today, guys. We're going to try to wrap this one up pretty soon. I got to get a drive shaft for it. Got to put some antifreeze in it. I got to get intake, like a cold air intake for it. Brake booster, vacuum hose, PCV valve. You know, just some, you know, checklist items. Shifter linkage, I got to hook it up. These are all little final things that got to be done. It's a brand new transmission here. Transmission was rebuilt, so I'm pretty confident with that. It's a factory converter, factory rebuilt converter. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about getting this done and getting it out of here, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Tap in for the next video. We got more coming. You see the Turbo Regal behind me. And stay tuned. Thanks. Peace.